Hello and welcome to another high-definition vid recording of Battlefield 3 multiplayer gameplay brought to you by Windshear. This time I want to cover some advanced tactics, tips, strategies, commentary on the Engineer class, continuing my series. I've covered now the Recon and the Support class. And it's more of anything just gameplay of Engineer gameplay, and I'll be talking about a few things on that class and give you some tips and strategies on Terhan Highway Conquest on the PlayStation 3. Now guys, for all you PC guys out there watching, to go 45 or 43 kills on a match is probably just average for you, but for those of you that have not played on the consoles, getting those amount of kills, I ended up going 43 and 12 on this match, and right here, look at how I just jumped into the opposing team's LAV that was just sitting there. This is an example of how you want to use stuff that, use equipment around you to advantage. So hop in here real quick, take out the enemy tank, and move on about my business. But back to what I was mentioning before, 43 kills on a console it's above average, I would say, on a Conquest match. I mean, it's not the highest ever, but I would say it's above average. So I ended up going 43 and 12 on this match, and ended up getting just 2 points shy, and I'm kind of pissed about this, just 2 points shy of 10,000 points with no other perks or anything else. No, that's not medals, that's just straight engineer points. It's probably one of my all-time highs, I'd have to say. This is just an epic match. I ended up going, like I say, 9,998 points, which is pretty impressive. And this is an example. I want to show some gameplay on the engineer class. I mean, this is such a good class to run. It's so versatile, and I'd argue probably one of the most effective in the game. It just, in comparison to the other classes, the support class is the one I mainly run, and those of you are probably aware of that have seen my videos before, but it's just not the best for taking out vehicles. And on a map like this in particular, Terhan Highway, where you're going to have vehicle after vehicle to contend with, you got to have an engineer class running. If you don't have it on your team, you're just not going to win. And I start off the match here going with the Scar. It used to be one of my primary weapons, but again, as I mentioned before, that gun has just been nerfed to the point now where I just think it's just not the best choice anymore. Either go with, I would recommend the M4A1 or the SG553, which is pretty much a weapon of choice for the engineer class, which I'll be running for the rest of the match here, I believe, the SG553, which I have a weapon review on that. Check it out on my YouTube channel. That and the Val are pretty much my engineer of choice weapons. But I want to talk about, again, just a lot of things here on one with this footage, and I'll comment as I go about tips and strategies. It's kind of long, guys. I know it's a 16-minute match. I try to cut out most of the death sequences to kind of keep it in the action, but it just gets better and better as the match goes on, so I encourage you to watch it to the end, because that's where it just gets really epic at the end. I think getting a triple kill, and just tons of mine kills, so you'll learn a lot watching this footage. But this map, again, it's not my favorite just because I don't like the nighttime aspect of it. I don't like dark maps. It's difficult for me to acquire targets. It takes me longer to acquire them at night, even though it's kind of like a moonlit night here in this map. If they had a daytime version of this map, I would probably really enjoy it, but unfortunately they don't seem to have that. But I think that'd be a pretty quick fix for them if they could maybe put that out in a DLC. If we got any DICE developers watching my videos here, hey guys, let's make a daytime version, just put daytime mode on, and you got yourself an easy map fix, because a lot more people would probably like this map. But of course, there's just 3 capture points in this map, and primarily, I try to stay centered around position Bravo, because obviously, on this side that I'm playing, that's where the action's going to be going. Most of the time, the enemy team's going to have A, we're going to have C, and then the fight's going to be going on around Bravo. But it's a good map overall. I mean, I enjoy playing this map, but it's just, again, the vehicles are such a headache sometimes. And again, it can be the best and worst part about Battlefield 3. I don't know if you noticed this here. Pay attention to how many times that guy kills me. A Chief, I was talking trash on him earlier in the day, but then that always seems to come back and bite me. A Chief Nightmare, I believe is his name. And of course, he's running the FAMAS, which, my thoughts on that. It is the best gun in the game. The stats are undeniable for it. The time to kill for that gun is like it's like 180 milliseconds. It's ridiculous. How quick that gun fires and how quick. I mean, if you come face to face with the FAMAS, I guarantee you're going to lose if you're not on target before they are. So to me it's a noob gun, and this guy, I mean, he just rapes me on this match. He's like you ever have those matches where you're just like, there's one guy on the team, and I'm just talking one guy, that just kills you consistently the entire match, and it just pisses you off to no end, and there's like nothing you can do about it. It just seems like circumstances are just always in their favor no matter what you do, and I've actually come up to played against a few of my buddies now that have watched my videos, and it seems to be kind of my crutch now because people are starting to get my strategy down and my tactics, so they kind of know what I'm doing ahead of time, and so occasionally I play against my friends. They know how I play and they know my play style, and so I'm kind of at a disadvantage there, and they use that to their advantage, which is good for them. But it's just the point I'm getting at. You know those matches where you're just going head to head against that one guy, and you don't know it's them until they kill you, and you're like, how is it every single time, no matter where I spawn on the map, no matter where I go, no matter how many enemy teammates I see, I always come across this one guy, and I'll be in engagement with the rest of his team, and somehow he'll pick me out of the crowd, or while I'm fighting his teammates, I'm not fighting him, and somehow they just always get you. Well, that's one of those matches where this guy just, I mean, he just will not leave me alone, and like, out of, I only died 12 times out of 43, but I swear, I don't know, I didn't keep track how many times this guy killed me, but I would argue it's at least half of them. I mean, that's just ridiculous for one guy to do that. Anyway, I'm kind of off topic here, but it's just, it kind of intrigues me how that can happen sometimes. The position alpha here, very critical. Again, engineers, the RPG is such a, I don't talk about it much, but it is such an important piece of equipment. I would argue probably the most important piece of equipment in the game, hands down. That ability to take out a vehicle from across a map and keep your distance, because vehicles, obviously, if you get close to them, you're going to be at such a disadvantage, which, it's real difficult with C4 and the support class to always get that edge on vehicles. And I'm finding as time goes on and players overall get better, it's getting harder and harder, or more difficult to kill or utilize C4 effectively against enemy targets, because most people are just getting better. So the RPG is not strictly for vehicles, though. I get several kills on this match, and I'm getting more and more. I used to think it was kind of a noob tactic, because I'm coming from a former Call of Duty player here. As Call of Duty always made fun of people that used RPGs, noob tubes, danger close, all stuff. So to me, it always seemed noobish to use an RPG to kill enemies, but now I'm finding out in Battlefield that it's really more of an effective tool. Look at this grenade. Random grenade by my old friend Chief Nightmare, and I swear, just a few minutes after this, you'll see that happen again. Just random grenades. I mean, even on random grenades, this guy can take me out. But the RPG, again, is so effective, even killing personnel, enemy personnel, and I think it's a very good tactic to use. I'm not going to call that a noob tactic at all. Use it anytime you can. That is such a huge advantage an engineer has over another class, is that ability to get bullets on a guy and then finish him off with an RPG, which you'll see me later on in the match doing as well. But always put mines down your position A. I mean, I get points all match by doing just that. Kill this guy, come around the corner, and look what's here again. My friend. I mean, how can you do this time and time again? I'm not the smartest player out there, but wow. Alright, look at that. Right off the bat, I spawn here again. Look at all those kills I just got by putting those mines down on position alpha. I mean, lots of points you get with the engineer class. I would highly recommend that you equip mines for your engineer class, hands down, all the time over a repair tool. Now, the reason I say that, and some people argue with me against that, is mines stay down for the majority of the match until they're basically destroyed, or, a vehicle runs over them and you get kills from them. Now, maybe if you're just with a teammate and you're in the tank and you got a repair tool out, maybe that's about the only situation I would recommend running a repair tool, because, the ability to hop out of the tank while your teammate's in a tank or a vehicle getting kills and repair that while he's taking damage, that's a huge advantage for the engineer class in that particular situation alone. But I think more often than not, most people don't equip mines, because I think it just takes too much time. I think they're too impatient. Think of mines as a tool, like a critical piece on a game of chess or something like that. I think of how effective that is to strategize the placement of those. They're just like claymores, but for vehicles. Just put them in the most highly traversed areas in the map where vehicles spawn, or where the crossroads are between positions, like right here, position Bravo. Put them right there in that middle there, and you're guaranteeing yourself future kills. and you don't even have to really work for it. You just got to use your mind a little bit and think outside the box. But you can see there, I mean, just cleaning up here with the SG-55. Excellent weapon. Anytime I can to get bullets on a guy and I got time, I'm going to try to pull out an RPG to finish him off. Just anything I can do to keep his head down. You know, the Engineer is such an aggressive class, and I think that's why I'm really starting to shine with it more and more that I play with it, because it's on the front lines. I think even more so than the Assault class, because you know when you're in the Assault class and you see a vehicle, all you can do is run. I mean, there's nothing you can do. But the Engineer class can take on both enemies at short range to medium range and vehicles. I mean, just everything. In this overpass position here in position Bravo, great place to be. You just got to watch out for snipers. But you see, this M1 Abrams has got a hell of a lot of armor on the front of it. And even though I'm hitting this guy, look what this Engineer's doing. He's out there repairing it. And I see this people do that all the time. He's dead meat here in a second. I mean, people hop out and repair tanks. It's a good strategy if you're far away, but up close like this, it's a classic error that I see noobs make. And look at this. That's our BMP. Remember how I started off in the beginning of the match with taking their LAV? Well, somebody did that to our BMP right there. Took advantage of that, so that was good gaming on their side. Don't be afraid to hop into a enemy's vehicle if they hop out. That's a big mistake. But again, here I get hits on guys. I know there's another guy in there. He's dead. Quick, look how quick you can switch to RPG and finish a guy off. It's just so much easier. It's almost quicker than reloading your gun and, you know, trying to wait for them to come out. Then just rinse and repeat. I mean, just keep putting mines out here. It's always going to be guaranteed kills on this map. But I would always encourage you guys to play aggressively in this game as opposed to defensively. I've found that the more and more defensive you are, it's not going to work out. I mean, you might be able to turn the tide eventually, but more likely you're either going to be just a negative KD, or you're just not going to get many points. You have lackluster play style. I mean, you got to get out there in the front lines and take the battle to the team. And they always say the best offense or the best defense is a good offense. I mean, that's a classic saying, and it runs true here in Battlefield. Look at this right off the bat here. I saw those two guys before an earlier spawn when they killed me. Just dead meat with an RPG. More kills. I mean, just look at the effectiveness of this tool and weapon. I mean, it's by far the most effective in the game in terms of just equipment alone on your classes. It can do so much. And don't be and I probably didn't mention this before, in terms of aiming the RPGs, it takes a lot of practice, but you got to account for it dropping over long range. So aim above your target if it's long range. Don't aim directly at it. And so the further the target out is, the more drop it's going to have, so you got to keep aiming up. The patch data is not out. You can see there I just took some damage for falling from that level. They are working on that. It's supposed to be corrected in the next patch, which I expected to be out by this week already. It appears not out yet. All they've done is corrected the VoIP problems with the PlayStation 3, which is a great improvement. Just so much better. Look who it is again. That's a huge improvement. Now you can actually communicate with your teammates on the PlayStation 3, which, wow, I mean, it was horrible before. But I've yet to see any kind of real patch data come out or information, so I'm still waiting on that to get my PowerPoint presentation out about the new equipment and all that. I want to wait till that new patch data comes out, because I think they're going to be rebalancing a lot of things. And before I spend all this time making a PowerPoint presentation about weapon damage and pieces of equipment and all this, I want to make sure I got accurate data before I put that out. So just be patient with me. I'll have it out eventually. Look at this shot right here. Again, across the map, snipers. I mean, the RPG is so important. And in this, again, it's not noobish. I mean, that's an advanced tactic right there, if you ask me. I don't see many guys doing that, shooting RPGs across the map. Don't be afraid to do it. And to me, the SG-553, it seems to have more recoil with a red dot sight or holographic sight than with just iron sights, just from my perspective. So I'm debating whether or not that's going to be the best sight for this. You see right there, I was taking damage from that guy. Do you see me go charging up that staircase near him? No. You see me run, take cover, and do a flanking staircase, and try to get on the guy's flank. Again, just another example of what you need to do when you're in the middle of engagement. You're at a direct disadvantage with an enemy teammate. But look at that range right there with the SG-553. I mean, that's a long-range shot and a few bullets. I mean, this is a carbine weapon. So, I mean, I would argue that this is just a, maybe even better than assault class in terms of their weapons. Because, you know, assault class weapons, I love the L85A2, and I've got some ridiculous footage I'll be putting out about that, but well, there's more mine kills. But it's again, a lot of times they're not the best in all the situations. And I would argue, again, with more mine kills like this, that this is what you need to have with an engineer class, particularly on these kind of maps. But right here at the end of this match, I end up getting like a triple kill with this gun, and just, I mean, it's just beautiful. I just love gameplays like this. It gives you such an adrenaline rush. I mean, look at this right here. Here's a nice triple kill. Beast up all these guys right here. Just unbelievable points. Epic match, guys. And I get killed by a guy because I was careless. And this would have put me over 10,000 points had I paid attention seeing this noob laying down prone here. And he gets both of us here at the end. That's a fortunate ending, but otherwise, just a phenomenal match. I hope that kind of gave you guys some insight about the engineer class. Mad points. I think you get more points with an engineer class than just about anything other than maybe an assault class on Operation Metro where you're just reviving half your team the whole match. But just wholly satisfying when you put down mines and you get kills like that. That's strategy. That's how you need to play this game. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something from it. Appreciate your comments, your likes, your subscriptions. And if you have any questions, message me. I'll have more to come. And again, appreciate all your comments and suggestions. Thanks for watching.